I swear I got nothing against Dev, but he keeps posting. He keeps posting, and what can I do? Because I'm reading his posts, and I gotta wonder, is this what leftists actually think? Is this their opinions? Is this their bubble? How can I penetrate it? So apparently he's talking about facts over feelings, which he is using the words, but he's not understanding the spirit of it. It doesn't mean that right-wingers are Vulcans. It doesn't mean that we're these automatons that have absolutely no feelings or that emotions never sway our opinion one way or another. No, the facts over feeling was used in a time where you had activists saying America is filled with systemic misogynismus. And you're like, well, what do you mean? Like, compared to the rest of the world, America has the best opportunities and is the best place for women, even not just around the world, but like in human history. And they were like, no, but I feel that this is the case, right? My lived experiences, like you would bring them statistics, you would bring them charts. It's like, no, I feel my lived experiences, right? So this is what like facts over feels meant. Doesn't mean that if the government commits an atrocity, like no one cares because you're like looking at the stats and it's like, well, it's not a big deal, you know, like come on. But even in this situation, right, the situation with the squirrel, the people weren't that emotional over the fucking squirrel. Like I'm pretty sure there were a couple, but from what I saw on Twitter, the overwhelming majority of people didn't really care about the squirrel. It was the principle. It's the fact that the government humiliated the man. They treated him like a terrorist. They went into his house. They turned his bathroom upside down. They killed his pets. And it turns out that the squirrel doesn't even have rabies, right? And you want no one to be held responsible over this. Like, you want absolutely no one to lose their job over this. Meanwhile, if they post some racist shit on Twitter, then they get fired. But humiliating private citizens, that's okay, right? And then the next question is like, why should the government have this ability? Like, who gave them the right? Well, the people. Well, can the people take the right away from the government? And this is what horrifies a lot of liberals. It's like, no, that is not how it works. The government is like a cancer. Like, it keeps growing and growing. You don't get to dial it back. Are you some reactionary? So yeah, in the case of the squirrel, like, it doesn't even fucking make sense. Like, you're telling me that a person can have a pet rat, right? I mean, the rat can have rabies, right? The rat can carry diseases and pestilence. But it's government approved, right? Like, it's got a stamp, right? Like, some official, some fucking twat that is probably just as dumb as you, but they decided to get a job from the government and they become holy, right? Like, government officials are the holy men, the priestly class, and they're above the fucking mortals. And they go around and they go like, yes, this rat has been blessed by the government. You know? So, basically, you can have a rat, but you can't have a squirrel, because then you have, like, two departments. How much money is paid for those fucking two departments, by the way? How do they produce the money? How do they justify the money they get? Do they produce anything? No, they don't. But anyway, right. So this video is not just about Dev. I upset someone. I upset a Dev follower. And they were basically saying that because of us, because of right-wingers, our children's teeth are going to decay. Rabies are going to flow onto the streets of Scat Francisco. Pox and pestilence. And I'm like, okay, so hold on a little bit. Like, you do realize we're just, like, dialing things back, like, 30 years. Like, probably even less than that. Like, these retarded regulations didn't exist that long ago. And they're like, what do you mean? It's like 130 years. And this just justifies what I've been saying. That if you were to, right now, if you create a commission for the government that teaches babies how to walk. So, like, every single mother has to take their child to this place where you have trained professionals, you have the experts, teaching babies how to walk. I guarantee to you, in less than 20 years, people will genuinely believe that without the government, human beings cannot walk. I guarantee to you 100%. Maybe not 20 years, maybe 30. But like, this is how the public operates. Like, it takes less than a generation for the government to do something, and then people believe that, well, without this, we wouldn't be able to survive. And I kind of wonder, why is this, right? Because that person that I talked to, like, he's obviously safe. You know, he's not going to get polio. His teeth aren't going to rot. Why does he care so much? Why does he care? Why do people care about safety so much when they can give safety to themselves? And I think I can recognize the fetish when I see one. I think it's sexual. I think they get off on it. No, seriously, listen to me. Like, I'm not even taking the piss. No, I genuinely think that this is masturbatory in nature. This is like their version of gooning. You know, like they don't goon to women anymore. They goon to government regulations. But it's not the regulation that turns them on. It's the idea that they're the adults in the room. It's the idea that they're more intelligent than everyone else. Like they understand how humanity should exist. They understand that this is safe. And if it's safe, everyone must do it. And when they're in a conversation, they believe that they're intelligent, right? Like everyone else is dumb, but they're intelligent, and that's what turns them on. And when you see that you're electing someone like Trump, they view that as a stupid person, a dumb person, an uneducated person. Like, why is everyone listening to stupid people? Why aren't they listening to me? Why am I sitting at the dinner table and everyone is voting for idiocracy? Why aren't they looking at me? I have the solutions. And this is why they're so angry and they're so vicious and they're so upset. It's because you're depowering them. They don't care about the regulations and shit. They want that in a conversation, everyone looks to them. It's like, wow, right. So like, you're right. This is how we solve rabies. We break into the house of every person with a scroll and we execute it. And then rabies is abolished, right? We give more money to Pfizer. Just pump the wealth, pump it into fucking Pfizer. Just bring all of the gold in America, stuff it into Pfizer, and all the diseases are being abolished. And fuck with the Amish. Like, let's go and regulate the Amish. This is the problem. This is where the toxicity in the US comes from, the Amish. We need to regulate their farms and go into the Amish community and teach them. Teach those uneducated people how to live, right? Like, this is the mentality. And people are fed up with it. They don't want it anymore. Leave the Amish alone. I actually had a conversation with them. I think even Rag said a few words. He was being, like, passive-aggressive as usual. But I was pointing out that it's not normal to fuck with the Amish. Because the Amish are apolitical. The Amish live the same way people lived 300 years ago. Like, that's their lifestyle, right? So when you go with your regulations to them, like, leave them the fuck alone. The same way they lived for 300 years, they're going to live for 300 more. Just leave them alone. And they was like, but no, like, look, someone got E. coli. And if one person got E. coli, then the government needs to descend upon them. And it's like, all right, look at the FDA and tell me that the way Americans live is healthy, right? So when the government fucks up, like, even despite the regulations, you still have people incredibly unhealthy, like morbidly obese, cancer rates are high. For some reason, no one needs to be held accountable because the government is above accountability, right? Like, when people vote for something else, even then the people are wrong. The government is God, like, literally. I am starting to believe that for leftists, the government is Jesus, right? Like, right-wingers, when you have, like, a calamity or some shit, they pray. Leftists, they pray to the government, and they want bigger government. They want more money. So this is what I think. And it's interesting when you understand their point a little bit more. Like, everything makes sense, right? Like, they want to be viewed as intelligent. They want to be viewed as respected and worshipped. And at every single conversation, it's like, okay, what do we need to do? Eliminate the squirrels. And by the way, like just so you can understand where the safetyism is at, they actually found out that the squirrel doesn't have rabies. I know, everyone is surprised, right? But it could have had. And if it could have had, it needs to die. Because it may have, it could possibly... I mean, come the fuck on, you know? Like, if we're at the level where you're killing pets because they may possibly... too much safety. And I already talked about it. It's not that right-wingers don't understand that freedom comes with chaos and freedom comes with lack of safety. But a life filled with safetyism isn't a life worth living. And if you disagree with me, go to a maximum security prison where you're locked into a room the size of your bathroom. And you get clothing, you get free healthcare, you get 3 meals a day, you get shelter, and you're safe. You're absolutely safe. There's nothing there that can... Do you want to live like that? No? Why not? I mean, you get maximum safe, you just don't have liberty, right? There's no squirrels there. There's no rabies there. There's no... I mean, maybe the teeth will fall out, right? Because the RFK is going to remove the fluoride from the water, so... But other than that, you're maximum safe, right? Why don't you want to do it? Interesting. Right-wingers are the opposite. Like, we are aware that the world is dangerous, but we want some risk. We want some danger in our life. Makes it more interesting. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.